Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. SonicWeb Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and Eve Levin endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? I mean, I could taste those right now. Oh, I think somebody's hungry for some. The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809. That's 646-798-0809, or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms like Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com. Also on Amazon.com as well, under the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, makes great gifts year-round. And don't forget to check out the Me and Molson-Zia store. More t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more, and great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Amazon.com/Me and Molson-Zia, and check out his store, and make sure you order it today. And don't forget to donate to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, and also show your support on Anchor FM as well as PayPal, and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman. He's back by popular demand, and he's got a brand new series out, and it's on Tubi TV. He's very excited about it, and he was previously in Argamon's Gate, Abstruse, Eternal Code, and Betrayed, Bennett's Song, and he is just an amazing dynamite guy. He's a multi-award winning filmmaker and actor from Sweden, and he also got an amazing start on a TV show, and he's also worked with some great people like Tara Reid, Tom Sizemore, and John Savage, and a lot more, and he's won numerous awards. But live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in his beautiful studio, the very multi-talented Harley Wallen. Harley, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you back on as well, too. And then when I heard that, hey, Harley wants to be back on your show, it's just like, it was like my grin just stretched up so high. It's like my face just lit up like a light bulb running up an electric bill. And it's like I couldn't get the smile down. I was go to the hospital just trying to straighten it up.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I am really excited about this new TV series, and I'm trying to get every opportunity to talk about it, because the tricky thing when you're not backed by a studio is you have no placement to get in front of an audience. You're not on the billboards. You're not in the commercials. So you got to figure out a way to give people the information some other way. So I thought of you right away, and I'm like, I know you're all over the place. I know you have all kinds of guests. You have a really nice audience, and I thought it would be a great fit.
Well, something too, and speaking of great fits, of course, you've been on that that TV show that got you started. You also won some awards. You also worked with some great people. And also last time we talked about some of the films you've been in, and I think it's around Christmas time. And before we talk about your brand new series, Tale of Tales on Tubi TV, once again, very quickly, tell us how I got started.
Yeah, so I'm Swedish, and my original parts of acting probably came from, I was a martial artist first. I was a break dancer a little bit later. And my very first opportunity to be a part of a TV show, that I did music videos and stuff like that. But when I got on the TV show, we were supposed to have been, you know, break dancers and essentially do the show. And it's like a cabaret show, kind of like a Donny Osmond thing.
Mhm.
And I ended up doing that show and had a great time. But what was so awesome is when they needed somebody to do a line or two, they would ask the dancers if we were interested. So I started hanging out with the actors. I fell in love with the methods of acting, and started getting intrigued by it. Got myself an acting coach, and then it's history from there.
Wow. That is something. And of course, hanging around actors, you also work with Tara Reid
Yeah.
and Tom Sizemore, John Savage. And I mean, you worked with all kinds. You also, and I think we were on the show, we talked about Argamon's Gate and also
Yeah.
Eternal Code, Bennett's Song. And, once again, tell us about those. And I think we talked last, I'm trying to remember which one we really talked about. It's like how those films have been doing.
Yeah, well, I think it was Agramon's Gate.
It
We had
was,
just
okay.
had our LA premiere, and that film has done really well. I know that it sold a big deal to Mexico, so we've had quite a few foreign sales on it as well. And it really, I think the success of Agramon's Gate made me feel very excited about pursuing more horror films. So while everything was down, I was editing Ash and Bone, which is kind of in the breath of Texas Chainsaw
Oh,
Massacre,
wow.
maybe a little bit of House of Wax, the Hills Have Eyes, kind of like in that direction. The early mid 2000s films was the big inspiration. And then I just wrapped, and there's not a whole lot of people that know a ton about this, but we just wrapped what without a doubt will be my biggest feature yet, called Beneath Us All. And it's a vampire movie. And I really think we are due a great vampire film. It's been a long time since I saw a vampire film that I really liked. I think for me, the last one was Let the Right One In, the Swedish one. That might have been my last one. 30 Days of Night was another one that's up there for me. But it's been a little while since there was a really good vampire movie. And I'm super happy with how it went. I had Sean Whalen and Jan Birch. I
Oh, wow.
reunited them. I reunited them for the first time ever since The People Under the Stairs on the 30th anniversary of that film.
Oh, my
So,
gosh.
so I'm very excited about that. And to top it off, Maria Olsen came in and gave an incredible performance. So all three of them, in my humble opinion, gave some of their absolute best performances I've ever seen. And and it was a lot of fun to make a monster movie. It has a very epic thing, an epic feel about it. A lot of really intriguing shots that you just don't do a lot of unless it's a monster or a vampire or something like that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's something. And I'm actually remembering it's like we haven't had a vampire movie in a while. And
Yeah.
I think the one that really stood out was another remake of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think that was around, what was it,
Oh
late 80s,
yes.
early 90s or something, I think. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. It's like that was like the last good one that I've seen. Other than that, it's like, I mean, what's happened between that time and now?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, for me, when I look back at my biggest inspirations, I loved Bram Stoker's. That was phenomenal. I agree with you. It had all the elements that has the allure, has the fear, has the creepiness, and has the mystery. And I think that the mystery aspect is what a lot of things miss in today's world. They don't go after the mystery as well as they should. We spent a lot of time on the mystery, and another little top secret little thing. We set the beginning of this vampire tale in Viking days back in Scandinavia.
Oh my gosh. I love
So
that setting. Skull.
yeah, I'm super excited. I really think it's going to be something special. So we'll see. My editor has had the footage for almost a month. In about another month, I'll have a rough cut and I'll know. But I really think right now that this is something that could end up in theaters just about worldwide. It feels epic.
Mm.
It looks like a genre film, like a studio horror film. I'm very, very happy with it.
Oh
My
my
DP, Alex Gasparetto, was incredible.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're getting me excited about this film. I'm just about ready to order some tickets right now on my phone here. So I'm going to do that here. So,
Right?
and of course, besides, working on some editing with, some of the films like during the pandemic, what else have you done during the pandemic up until now?
So we were filming Tale of Tales, and we got interrupted by the virus, and we essentially got grounded. And we were grounded for a good 3.5 months.
Wow.
And then we decided we felt pretty comfortable. We put some good safety measures in place, and we wrapped up the second half over last year's summer. And I believe we wrapped right after Labor Day, and then it got a little bad again, which was okay because we were back inside by then. So we went through successfully without having any outbreaks on set and everything else, which I'm really proud of. We did a good job of keeping everybody safe. And since then, we also shot, like I said, that Beneath Us All. But it's been mostly editing, mostly building budgets for future projects. We have a true story that we're shooting this fall. That's a pretty heart-wrenching story about domestic violence and domestic abuse. And it's a true story. And it's the kind of story that it's painful to tell, but it really needs to be said.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I was going to ask you something too. It's like, based of what story, what case, or anything like that. And of course, a lot of this is really coming out in the light, like domestic abuse, PTSD, sexual abuse,
Yeah.
and everything. And what case do you think that kind of derives from, in a sense, cases here like on the national news?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the scary part about it is I think this a little refocus that we keep hearing about mental health, I think is really cool. But Nicole, who our story is based on, and we sifted through hundreds of pages of police report to make this film. So me and her and my writer, I had a very specific idea how I wanted to tell the story, but I really had to figure out how do we narrow this down to make, an hour and a half or so movie. You can go over to an hour 40 or 45, but you on an independent film, you don't want to get too frisky with the time slots because people have a lot of things to do, and you don't want to hand them a 2.5 hour movie and say, watch this. That's kind of reserved for Marvel and the other guys. They can do those crazy things. Right. But for us, yeah, that's kind of the game plan. But it's a terrific story because she did make it, so to speak. But it's a scary story because the ex-husband is still around, even though he's in prison. It's always hanging over her head that he can get paroled or whatever else. And he's already made it very clear that he was going to hire people to kill both her and her kids. So it's a very wild case, and I want to do it justice, but this is going to be an amazing journey of a story that should be told for sure.
And it sounds like too a lot of bad guys, in the case as well too, or they allege that they pretty much, get around the mouse trap or building a better mouse, whatever it is, hiring people, hitmen, whatever else. And it's like it's common these days where they just build an army to really to get revenge. Back then it was just like rare to do so. Have money. Nowadays it's like rather common.
Yeah, and Nicole actually, what I love about her is after going through all this. Instead of pulling back and keeping it a secret, I actually grew up in a household with domestic abuse, and we went the other way. We didn't talk about it. We looked the other way. We kind of kept it our family secret, and it was a big scar on our family. where Nicole is actually out there. She teaches young girls the different red flags to look for, to help warn women when they get involved with men. But what I love is she also talks to the guys and say, here are some things to look for within yourself, and maybe some red flags that you should realize, and maybe you should seek help before you do something crazy.
And I think that's something we address as well too. We'd like to talk more about that next time we're on, when we
For sure.
have you on and give more scope on it. But right now we'll be focused on Tale of Tales on Tubi TV.
Yeah.
But first, to listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundWeb Studios. Visit online at SoundWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? SoundWeb Studios is the answer. SoundWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at a wedding, and even more so at yours, and who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift for remembrance that makes you laugh and cry at the same time? Whatever gift, the grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today. Check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com. Also on Amazon.com under the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, check out the Me and Molson-Zia store at Amazon for great books, merchandise, and more. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. And don't forget to click the donate button to Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a very, very multi-talented, award-winning filmmaker and actor, Harley Wallen, here on the Mike Wagner Show, backed by popular demand from Sweden with Love. And the big story here is Tales of Tales, and that's out on Tubi TV. And tell us more about it.
Yeah, we shot, like I said earlier, Tale of Tales during COVID, and we were in post-production and just literally released it just a little bit less than a month ago, and we got a Tubi exclusive, and we have been trending 3 out of the 4 weeks we've been on there. We've been trending, so the show so far has been a tremendous hit, but we're trying to chase that big audience because the feedback so far has been incredible. I'm a producer, director, and writer, as well as one of the leads in this. And it was really interesting because when they first approached me about taking the lead in this, I was really intrigued by the show, but I felt it needed more. So I kind of asked them if they would be interested in some of my input, because the way they had the original story told, almost all the entire story was based on my character Nick, who is a strip club owner. And it's an environment that I'm sure a lot of people are curious about, but I felt like we needed more things. We needed a bit of Sons of Anarchy, we needed a little bit of Sopranos, we needed a little bit of Ozark, we needed some more elements of things, even Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So we sat down and talked about all these shows, and we created a modified timeline for season 1. And it's been incredible how popular that it's been so far. And I'm really excited about it, to be honest with you.
And it sounds very exciting as well, too. And what first inspired to get involved with Tale of Tales? Like an idea, and what sparked you in the first place?
Well, I think, it's really interesting because I've never been a very into strip clubs and all that stuff myself. So having the opportunity to look behind the curtain, I felt if that was intriguing to me, if I was curious, then I thought the audience would probably be curious as well. And I thought with the script coming from somebody who's worked extensive time in the strip clubs, it would be very authentic and raw and tell a really good story. And then it would be told with my eyes a little bit more as the director who was a little bit more curious about it. So I thought the combination of those two things would make for a really good story. And I think that's what really drew me in, was the ability to tell a story. Also because the guy who brought me the story said the investors already have the main location. Mm-hmm. So the strip club is already booked, which that's the hard thing to get, because we're working inside of a strip club the entire season, not exclusively inside of there, but it's a very big part of it. So there were certain things I just know we needed, and that's one of them. Then the second thing that I knew we needed was fantastic music, because if you're going to be in a strip club, it has to sound like a strip club, has to feel like a strip club. So I wanted to get great music. So I approached a couple of guys that worked with Eminem and Rihanna that are Detroit staples, Andy Lynch and Randy Lynch, oh, wow. Who have a record label here in Detroit. And I said, I would love for you guys to come on board with this. I would feel way more confident taking this on with you. And they were all game. And we just released the soundtrack actually yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
So the soundtrack is out now. And it was one of them things that I knew the soundtrack was going to be, as good as the series.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds amazing too. That I wasn't aware you're selling a soundtrack right now, like on Amazon and Spotify and other streaming services as well too. Yeah. And maybe just a few storylines about Tale of Tales and what to expect.
Yeah. So the big thing for season 1, in episode 1, we have an OD take place in the club, and we have a dead dancer that pretty much we spend the entire first season looking for.
Okay.
Because the body disappears and we don't quite know what happened. So it's that mystery that I talked about earlier. But what I really loved about it is between Tevis and me and Steve Copera, who is one of the writers and producers with me, we really gelled when it came to writing and come up with this story to have that main plot, but also have all these subplots all the way through the season, so that every single episode has its own cliffhangers and its own storyline. And I'm that's probably one of the things that I am the most excited about, is how strong the story holds on its own. And we have a really cool biker element in this series as well. And I remember when Sons of Anarchy was not going to be renewed, I felt that was going to be a big void. And that was a part of what I wanted to touch on fixing with this, was to make a couple of those voids go away. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
And it sounds like you guys did a great job. And who stars in Tale of Tales?
So the leads of season 1 that are pretty much in every episode is myself, Tevis Markham, and Katie Wallen, my wife, have the main cast roles. Our guest stars, we have Richard Tyson from Kindergarten Cop. We have Jan Birch from The People Under the Stairs. We have Blanca Blanco from Betrayed. We have Mike Emery from Blue Bloods. We have Jesse Jensen from Devil's Night. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Chappelle is in it, and I don't know what his latest is, but I know he's in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's another.
Goodness. I'm so looking forward to it. I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, it's like, boy, you got me excited when you heard he was going to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I'm really really happy with this, and I'm very happy. We have a couple of strong Detroit staples too. Grover McCants plays the chief. Dominic Alexander plays the handyman at the strip club. We have Brett Stanfield, who's been Batman, Superman, and some other things. Plays the lead detective on the case of the missing dancer. So it's a really strong cast, and like I said, it's a really good story. And the soundtrack, in all honesty, it is incredible. I was really impressed when I got to hear what songs they were able to get, because music rights aren't always the easiest. We have some
Mhm.
pretty big names. Twisted is a big staple. This is a music group that essentially have 30 and 40 million views on their music videos.
Oh my gosh.
So to have them come and put some of their biggest songs in with us, has been really cool. But not just them. We have Mo Fetty and a bunch of other fantastic up and coming artists on this album. It's definitely an album I put up against most soundtracks.
Oh my gosh. And I'm so looking forward to it. And once again, where can we find Tale of Tales, the soundtrack, and all your works at?
So the soundtrack is on Amazon, on Spotify. It's kind of everywhere you can find and buy music. Tale of Tales right now is exclusively on Tubi. If Tubi picks us up and makes us an original, then we will stay exclusive with Tubi. If they don't, then we will probably go wider, because we have a lot of stations that want to pick us up. We've already sold to several European countries,
Wow.
to prime stations there. I know Sky Italy, which is the Comcast brand in Italy, and in France, have already put in offers on this. And I know locally, I know Vudu wants it. I know IMDb TV wants it. I know Roku wants it. So we'll see what happens here, because we're coming down to the end. At the end of this week, I think, is when they have to make up their minds over at Tubi if they want to keep us theirs, or if they want to let us kind of out of the bag. So we're going
Mhm.
to find out.
And I'll take it in the meantime, irregardless.
Right? Yes.
You got that one. And what's coming up for Harley Wallen and more? We'll find out just a minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios. Visit online at SoundCloudStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's You Have Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Also brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is a key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethissphotobooks.com. We'll be back with a multi-talented, award-winning filmmaker and actor, Harley Wallen, after this time out. We're back with the amazing award-winning and multi-winning filmmaker and actor Harley Wallen here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked about Tale of Tales on Tubi TV and all the latest works. And what else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Harley?
Well, I think the big thing right now is we just signed our horror movie Ashen Bone to a sales agent. We have had a ton of interest on this one. So more than likely, we will assume this will be releasing this fall. And so that's going to be a big thing. It's definitely going to be our biggest horror movie yet. Then after that is the continuous editing of our vampire film, all while we're shooting Finding Nicole. So I'm juggling a lot of different things at the same time, but it's how I like it. It's how I work. I love keeping busy. I've been blessed enough to get involved with something that I love doing, and life is short. You never know. You shouldn't take time for granted, because it could be over at any old time. So I want to try to really make my mark, to inspire people, to make people think, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to keep on doing.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing a great job of it, Harley. And where can we find all your works at, including Agamemnon's Gate, Obtruse, Eternal Code, Betrayal, Bennett's Song, and more? Where can we find all your works at?
So right now, I didn't even realize that, but we have 5 films on Tubi. So Tubi is a great spot to start. I know Bennett Song and Bennett Song Holiday have both sold to network TV. So if you're in Canada, you can watch that on Super Channel. If you're in the US, I believe Spectrum or Fuse are probably the 2 places you can find those. Betrayed right now, um, I think you can only see that one on Vudu at the moment, because I know there's a network deal pending on that one. So we'll see where it all leads. But Tubi is a great place for me. I have 5 films and a TV series on there. So
Wow.
a great spot to look at Harley Wallen films and Harley Wallen TV.
That is so amazing. Once again, award-winning filmmaker and actor Harley Wallen with Tale of Tales and more on the Mike Wagner Show. Harley, always great to have you on. Thank you very much. You've been always amazing. And don't forget to keep in touch, give us some updates. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your works?
Yeah, thank you. So anybody who wants to interact and follow along with me, I am pretty active on Facebook. So that's a great place to get me. I am pretty active on Instagram. I am on Twitter, but be patient with me there. I'm not a great Twitter guy.
Retweet.
Yeah, I just, it's not as interactive as I like it. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's something I don't get. But definitely follow me on Twitter or on Facebook and Instagram, because I'm active and I'm on there. And that's a great spot to hang out with me. As far as what's coming up, Finding Nicole, hoping to shoot that this September, October. Can't wait to come back and talk to you about that one when we've had the experience.
Oh, certainly I will do so. And keep me up to date. I mean, you know to reach me and social media as well. Harley Wallen here on the Mike Wagner Show. Harley, always great to have you on and very inspiring. And looking forward to having you soon in 2021. And don't forget to keep in touch. You're always fantastic and wish you all the best, especially with Tale of Tales.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for having me on.